Hello friends, welcome back to LITVERSE. This is the part 2 of Frankenstein where I will discuss some theme type questions along with its answer and how you will write those answers. And in the part 1 I have already discussed its complete overview along with Frankenstein's characters. So part 1 is a mandatory video. You have to watch it. Please make sure you have watched it. And now let's start Frankenstein part 2. So before I start this video, I would like to put a disclaimer. Oh my god, this is not a disclaimer, kind of disclaimer. And that is, it's quite impossible to share 10 marks questions word by word on YouTube. But I will provide ready-made notes for free to the first 5 people who will request them on the Telegram channel. So you have to join the channel first, and after 5 people, the each answer will cost only 30 rupees. Only 30 rupees. And you know, the 30 rupees is a very minimal price irrespective of the time and hard work it has taken, and making notes from scratch is another level of hardship. So yes, this is a very minimal price and you can claim this on only on Telegram. Okay, so yes, after that let's move into the first question: why Frankenstein is an autobiographical novel. So for any kind of questions, be it 10 marks or 5 marks, we first have to look into its 3 basic part, and that is introduction, body part and conclusion. So introduction part, you can put the publication date and the writers, some crispy notes about the writers. So Frankenstein or the Modern Prometheus is an 1818 novel. First it was published on 1818 and then its second edition was on 1831. Okay, written by English author Mary Shelley, and the story revolves, we all know, around Victor Frankenstein, a young scientist who creates a sapient creature through an unorthodox scientific experiment. Okay, and just because it is the question is claiming that it is an autobiographical novel or not, so we have to know its personal life. So do you guys know that Mary Shelley was devoid of her mother, devoid of a lack of parental care, and she has spent a motherless childhood, and her marriage with P.B. Shelley and her several miscarriages and her abandonment by a patriarchal society shaped her to write Frankenstein. And that's why I have faced 2 critics who are claiming the same thing, and they are Anthony A. Badalamenti, Badalamenti. I think it is already visible on your screen. And yes, Anthony A. Badalamenti, and his essay is "Why Did Mary Shelley Write Frankenstein?" And the second critic is Barbara Johnson. Barbara Johnson is very much important to claim Frankenstein is an autobiographical novel or not. And Frankenstein and Barbara Johnson's essay is "My Monster Myself," and where she has also put some quotations related to the novel, and she has also claimed that it is an autobiographical novel. So after that, in the body part, we just have to compare the major characters with her personal characters, with her personal beings. So yes, can we say that Victor Frankenstein is no other than Percy Shelley, her husband? So many critics has claimed that Victor Frankenstein is no other than her husband Percy Shelley, and a number of passages in the book seem to reveal Shelley as the initial model for its ultra-ambitious hero. And you know what, many critics have also said that P.B. Shelley's absence is the result of Frankenstein, the novel. Okay, so yes, apart from this, one important point is that Shelley's friend Thomas Jefferson Hogg has also faced some similarities between Victor Frankenstein and the P.B. Shelley, because they were both enthusiastic about the experimentations with chemical apparatus and materials, and treatises on magics and witchcrafts, as well as the miracles of electricity and galvanism. Okay, and yes, that's why it is a similarity between both of them, and that's why we can claim that the novel is an autobiographical novel. And apart from this, and you have to elaborate all these things. Okay, how you will elaborate all these things? If you have the book Penguin edition, Penguin Publications Frankenstein, then there is a very good, in a lovely manner, there is a introduction. So you can read the introduction word by word, and you will get each and every point. Do you get my point? So yes. The second thing is Mary Shelley the monster? Yeah, we have to explore this also. So Mary Shelley's personal experiences influence the novel, and as I've already said, that she she was having the lack of parental care, the fear of motherhood, and everything. So it is quite related to the monster himself, right? The way Mary Shelley's Frankenstein immediately abandoned the creature just after its birth because of its hideous look is equal to Mary Shelley being left orphaned in her childhood, devoid of parental care and support. So yes, and the fear of motherhood. One information that I got, that in February 1815, Mary's first child was born prematurely and dying a few days later, unnamed. And it was the first of many deaths that Mary Shelley has witnessed in her life. So Mary herself has written in one journal that the dead child has come to her dream from the dead, and Victor Frankenstein made the monster by using the dead bodies, by digging the graveyards and all. I hope you didn't forget this. So yes, that's how we can claim that it is an autobiographical novel. We can smell it, right? And the one thing is that the motherlessness in Frankenstein. Throughout the novel, there is no prominent mother figure. Victor's mother died very soon before the novel took its full volume, and Victor's mother has nothing, hasn't any significant role to shape the novel, right? So yes, we can't say there is any mother figure in Frankenstein. And it is also same with Mary Shelley's personal life too, and that's how we can claim that it is an autobiographical novel. And now we have to focus on the fourth point, that is the structure of the novel. So Barbara Johnson, in her essay My Monster Myself, has pointed out that the structure of the novel itself claims that it is an autobiographical novel, and she has told us that the novel indeed presents not one but three autobiographies of men: Robert Walton, Victor Frankenstein, and the Nameless Monster. So I hope you didn't forget the way the novel has been presented to us, to the reader, along with Margaret Saville, the sister of Walton. So yes, this is the point. And in the novel, in the mid of the novel, when monster encounters Victor Frankenstein, and he tells how much badly he was treated by the pupil, and Victor Frankenstein himself is telling Robert Walton how he has survived and how he want to kill the monster and why he wants to kill the monster and all these things. And from the very beginning, in the later part, later part, Robert Walton has told about the horrific situation that he is facing because of his quest of knowledge, right? So that's how it is. We can sense that it is an autobiographical of three men, along with the writer. So yes, that's how we have to elaborate all these things. And for this, I am requesting you again to have the book Penguin edition, Penguin publication, because I got tremendous help from this book. And of course, this is not a sponsor video and all. So yes, and in the conclusion part, I left it very simple. I fetch one critic, that is Ellen Morse, in female female Gothic, the monster's mother. So I have fetched one quotation from this. You will be the lucky one to get all these ready-made notes. Be one of the 5 people. Okay, so hurry up. Now let's move into the second part, that is Mary Shelley's take on science. The question itself is helping us to write the answer and focus on the question on science. Science means we have to fetch some real life scientist figure. So from the book Penguin, I got 4 real life scientists who has their contributions at that time, and their contributions influenced Mary Shelley to shape Frankenstein as a novel. So they are Humphrey Davy, Erasmus Darwin, the grandfather of Charles Darwin, who has written The Origin of Species, and the third is Luigi Galvani, fourth one is William Lawrence. So we just don't have to do anything but simply elaborating their contributions. So this won't be a 10 marks question, but it is a 5 marks question, and if it comes to 10 marks question, then you can simply elaborate this by using all the points I am giving to you. So let's first deal with Humphrey Davy. Humphrey Davy has created two terms, scholarly scientist and master scientist. So a scholar scientist means good scientist who doesn't mold the nature according to them, but master scientist means who try to mold the nature by using all the experiments and all. Okay, so and Humphrey Davy has kind of, we can say, appease the master scientist to bloom in its full volume. And yes, and Humphrey Davy in his book claims that the scientist should put forward objectives without any care for society, and that's what Victor Frankenstein do. So yes, after that we have to focus on Erasmus Darwin. I'm just sharing some key points. So Erasmus Darwin, in his book The Temple of Nature, has propagated three sets of reproduction, and among them he has pointed out that sexual reproduction is the best. Okay, and yes, but Darwin completely ignored the influence of God to propagate and challenge the belief of belief of Christianity. But in the novel Frankenstein, Darwin is challenged by Mary Shelley. She possessed Victor Frankenstein against him. And though Victor made the monster out of dead bodies, he never negates the God, but imitates it very poorly. Okay. And I will elaborate this in the point William Lawrence part. So the third is Luigi Galvani. Galvani commented in his thesis that animal muscles reacts to electricity, and that is the thing that was deliberately used by Mary Shelley in her novel Frankenstein. So, at that time, digging the graveyards and taking out the dead bodies become a trend after his thesis came out. So, and Victor Frankenstein also did the same. And now let's come to the fourth point, that is William Lawrence. And William Lawrence has there is some key points, that is the public controversy between vitalist and materialist was raging at the time between William Lawrence, who was the materialist, and John Abernethy, another figure who was the vitalist surgeon. Okay, and Lawrence stated that there is nothing but science. He was that much rational, and he contested the theory of procreation and Erasmus Darwin, arguing that some animals are better than human beings. I hope you didn't forget that Erasmus Darwin had claimed that those creatures who are coming out from sexual reproductions are the best. But William Lawrence has denied this denied this thought. And it is totally supported by Mary Shelley. Mary Shelley has proved that the monster in many ways is very better than his own creator, Victor Frankenstein. The way he speaks, the way he thought, the way he can elaborate the pain and all these things, and the word he chose to do so are very better than any human being at that point, and especially Victor Frankenstein. So we can claim that the monster is better than his creator, Victor Frankenstein. So yes, and now come to the conclusion part. And in the conclusion part, there is some thing how much the ecology or the environment is getting affected by the advancement of science, and the violation that the science has done in the name of excitement, in the name of experiment. So yes, keep the conclusion part like this, and it will be enough. And of course you have to elaborate all this point, each point, and you can, for this you can use ChatGPT or Penguin version and anything. Okay, so how to write answer, how to create the backbone of the answer by using ChatGPT and Copilot, I would make a separate video on this, so it will be very helpful to you, because it is helpful for me, and I am also in the same field, I am also a student. So now let's come into the third question. How far is Frankenstein related to Paradise Lost? For this thing, you just have to simply download Gilbert and Goover's Mad Women in the Attic room from internet. It is freely available on internet. So because there they had claimed prolifically tried to relate Mary Shelley's Frankenstein with Milton's epic Paradise Lost. And yes, so the similarities between Paradise Lost and Frankenstein are the hellish atmosphere, high ambition, and many other points. Okay, so hellish atmosphere, the three major male characters in their life has claimed that they are living in a hell. Okay, and high ambition, no doubt you have left about Victor Frankenstein, and Walton and Monster was also highly ambitious. How you have to elaborate all these things. So, and now in the body part you have to show the similarities between the characters of Frankenstein along with the characters in Paradise Lost. So how you can do that is the Walton as Satan and Walton as Adam and Eve, and Victor, second Victor as Adam, Victor as Satan, Victor as Eve, and Victor as God. How we are claiming the similarities, for this you have to purchase the notes and you will get it thoroughly. Okay, with and the third is Monster, very important point. So Monster as Adam and Monster as Satan and Monster as God, Monster as Eve, and all these things. So yes, we have to elaborate all these points by using the novel and taking relevant references from the novel. Okay, and in the conclusion part left it very simple, and please add this point that Shelley pays homage to Milton's epic while crafting her cautionary tale, which we can tell a bibliogenesis of Paradise Lost. That means we can say that Frankenstein is a rework on Paradise Lost. Okay, so yes, that's what the second question is. Oh, sorry, the third question is. Now let's focus into the fourth question. The fourth question is the level of monstrosity of the novel explored by Mary Shelley, and the fifth one is who is the actual monster, Victor Frankenstein or the monster. You know, they are very similar, okay, to answer, and for this you just have to change the introduction according to the questions, and the conclusion part it goes same. So, and you know, I have mentioned in the thing in the previous answer that Victor Frankenstein is not better than the monster in any aspect. So you have to elaborate all these things by using the key points like this, and you can use the first three answer and write all these things by your own. Okay, and now the sixth question is the ecological impact on the advancement of science. The second question was Mary Shelley's take on science, and you can add some points from them, and how we have to show how much it has been impacted the ecology, the environment, through the advancement of science and technology. It's a very basic questions, and we just need some points and we can elaborate all these things, isn't it? And for this you can use ChatGPT also. ChatGPT has given a very good answer, and apart from this you can also use Copilot. Copilot doesn't elaborate all this answer, but they actually provide the backbone of the answer, and through this you can elaborate all these points by using books or materials, research papers available on internet free. So yes, that's how you can write the answers. So that's all for Frankenstein part 2, and don't forget to join Telegram channel. Be the first 5 to claim the questions free of cost, and after that it will cost only 30 rupees, which is not a very big deal, I guess. one thing I would like to mention in the conclusion part, that it is the third three questions are very much important respective of the last section, 4, 5 and 6th question. So yes, if you have a proper understanding of first three questions which I have discussed thoroughly, then you can write any kind of questions, any kind of answer regarding Frankenstein. And apart from these, there are some questions like, is Frankenstein a gothic tale or not? Is Frankenstein a sci-fi or not? You can just simply search internet and you will get many research paper, and how to write answer, how to build answer by searching research paper, chat gpt and copilot. I will make different video on this part, but we have to stop here. And yes, stay tuned with LITVERSE and hope to see you very soon in my next video. Thank you from LITVERSE.